Showing support for your team does mean taking a long road trip to the game, but I sure hope she did not drive all that distance just to work on a knitting project. At least she's not reading a book. Number 3 Wheatland versus number 2 Powell. This game being played at Buffalo. First quarter, Powell wearing the white, down 2-0. Zach Haney is going to take care of that problem as this three hits nothing but the bottom of the net. That would put his team ahead 3-2. It did not take long for Wheatland to answer back. Who let the dogs out? Trace Douglas did. That was 3 of his 14 points, and the lead has changed hands. It's now 5-3. The Bulldogs were looking to get this season off to a good start because last year's finish was not all that desirable. Austin Huffer wins this one-on-one exchange and gets a kiss off the glass, and that would move the score up to 7-4. Defense time. The Panthers were on a fast break. Matthew Sweet is going to try to finish with a reverse lay-in, but Huffer will reverse the reverse, so to speak. When two opposing forces cancel each other out, the result is no points and one pretty good-looking highlight. Now here comes the main scoring threat for the boys in black. Kendrick Jackson led 3A in scoring last year, averaging 21 points per game, and he lived up to the average in this one. The senior was considering college plans on that 3-ball. 12-4 is the score now. He was getting it done from long range and from up close. Case in point. Defender in his face, not much trouble really. He'll just go over and get another bucket. That would cap off an 11-1 run and put Wheatland ahead 14-4. Powell needed to wake up soon. I know trying to get up for an 8 a.m. game is difficult at times, however. TJ Abraham with the backcourt steal and quick lay-in. Okay, he got out of bed, but his team is still down 14-6. But the Bulldogs' chain was starting to come loose. Thane Koger will dish the assist to Huffer, who will hit the brakes and outmaneuver a defender for another bucket, and his squad was in control with a 20-8 advantage after the first 8 minutes. Second quarter, the Panthers have their main scoring weapon back as well. Kale Smith with the drive, hoop, and draws the contact. 12 points was not quite up to par with last season's average, but he'll take it for now. His team is still at a 23-10 disadvantage. Anyone who knows Wheatland should know what they're good at, threes. Jackson poured in 3 of the 7 in this one. That would move the score up to 26-10. Just to reinforce the last point, Koger's going to step right up and knock one down himself for good measure. The Bulldogs were starting to chew up the competition with a 29-10 lead. Powell still had Smith on the floor, which was good to some degree, but he was not going to get it done all by himself. But he had a hot hand in the second quarter. The 3-ball in the side pocket got the deficit back into single digits, down 32-24. But they did not have everyone on board for this game, and the opposition did. This was a pretty good play as Dan Lucero gets the ball inside to Colton Bartagnoli. That would get the lead back up to 12 as Wheatland would take a 38-26 lead going into the locker room. Third quarter, the Bulldogs started to bark. Douglas is going to perform a simple trick on this fast break play, and it got the job done. Now the scoreboard reads 40-26. The Panthers were trying to make sure that this game did not get out of control. Sweet is going to keep it simple on this drive and lay-in. He learned his lesson from earlier. His boys still trail 40-28. Meanwhile, the boys in black just had too many weapons at their disposal. Jed Hadley will get in on the scoring act, and the advantage would increase. Now it's 47-28. Another run was in the works, and the ball was bouncing Wheatland's way. The first 3 did not go, so Kyle Pollock figured maybe they need to try from further away. Not a bad thought. Got the job done. A 14-zip run would make it 54-28 at this point. Powell was just getting pummeled, but they still had some fight left in them. Haney gets a good arc on this shot, and he'll bury a 3. At this point, it's all about making the final score a little more respectable. His boys are down big, 54-31. But the Bulldogs still wanted to play, and we still had about 10 more minutes to go, so what could they do? Koger will take matters into his own hands on this one. They were in firm control with a 59-32 advantage going into the final 8 minutes. Fourth quarter, the starters played a little bit before they called off the dogs, no pun intended. Jackson stops, pops, and hits from the line to add to the cause. The boys in black almost have the score doubled up at 61-32. This highlight is worth showing because someone fell asleep at the wheel on defense big time. Hadley was just camping out, and the Panthers flat out forgot about him. That was too easy. Wheatland moves ahead 63-34. Okay, we've shown enough, but we'll give Powell the last highlight just to give them a little more love. Abraham drives, hoop, and the foul. They needed a few more plays like that one, though, and time would not allow it. Wheatland would win in a romp, 77-53.